In today's video, we'll dive into unit testing in Flutter, a crucial practice for validating individual code units and quickly resolving issues. Welcome back to Code Climbers, where we take you on a coding journey, one step at a time. In this basic unit testing example, we'll start with the default Flutter app as an example. Let's name the Flutter project as Unit Demo. So this is the default app. We launch on Linux. It simply increments the counter whenever the plus button is pressed. To understand the unit testing demo, we will modify this default app. We will write an even number checking function. Based on the counter value being even or odd, the text color will change to red for even numbers and green for odd ones. So let's modify the default app to include the even number checking function. Open the main.dart file, located in the lib folder. Scroll down to the bottom of the file, outside of any class, and create a function named isEven. This function accepts an integer and determines whether a number is even or odd. It returns true when the number passed is even and false when the number is odd. Scroll up to the My Home Page state class. Inside the class, under the declaration of the counter variable, declare a variable of type color, and set it to red as the initial color. After that, add logic below the increment counter statement. Use the isEven function here in an if-else statement. Toggle the colors based on the counter values being even or odd. If the counter value is even, the color is red, and if the counter value is odd, the color is green. We are almost done. Finally, modify the build method. Add styles that change the color of the text which says, "You have pressed the button this many times." Remember to remove the const keyword, as the text color properties are now variables that will toggle between red and green. So, let's relaunch the modified app. When you press the button, you should see the text color change to red for even numbers and green for odd numbers. The following prerequisite is required to be present in the pubspec file. In the Dev Dependencies section, specify Flutter test as a dependency with SDK Flutter. So this ensures that the required testing utilities are fetched from the official Flutter SDK repositories. Now that the prerequisites are set, we can start writing the unit test. To save you time and effort, the source code for this video is available in the pinned comment below. However, we highly recommend that you continue watching the video first to understand why the code is written that way. In the tests folder of your project, you will find a widgets test file. For simplicity, we will delete the widgets test. Next, create a new file called unit test.dart. At the top, import the Flutter test Dart library, which we ensured in the prerequisites under the dev dependencies of pubspec. Also, import the main Dart file. Since we will be invoking the isEven function from it, create a local main method under the import statements. This main method will contain the unit tests. Inside the main method, call the test method. This will perform a test case for even number checking. We'll name the test case isEven num check. We collect the Boolean result of even number checking for the number 12. In this case, it should be true. Then, in the special method named expect, we verify whether the return value is indeed true. We check the results using the expect method. It's expected to return true for the input 12, indicating that it's an even number. We can add multiple checks here. To run the test case, open your terminal and type Flutter test. Congratulations, there was one successful test, thus showing all tests passed. Now, to improve our test suite, let's create two separate tests. We can simply copy the test case for 12 and modify it. For the sake of demonstration, let's call it a test case for even checking with 200. To run both test cases, open your terminal and type the same command, Flutter test. Congratulations once again. This time, note that +2 is shown in green, indicating that 2 test cases were run successfully. Now, intentionally let's make one of the tests fail. Just for demonstration, modify the test case of 12. Let's make this a test case for 13. Running is even for 13 shall return false. However, this time, we forcefully mismatch the expected result by making it expect true. This inevitably shall fail this test case. Run the tests once more from the terminal, and you'll receive an error message indicating which test failed. In this case, the test case for 13 is indicated to have failed. The summary below shows +1 in green and -1 in red, indicating that 1 test passed and 1 test failed. To clean it up, we shall change the expected result to false. Rerunning the Flutter test shows that both the tests passed. Now, building upon it, let's introduce the group method. This will help you organize and categorize your tests. Let's name the group. Test group 4 is even, both odd and even. Cut and paste both the test cases within this group. After grouping the tests, run them again. As expected, no error appears. Once again, let's deliberately fail one of the test cases under this group. Rerun the test again. This time, the error message will include the name of the failing group, as well as the failing test case. Let's correct the test case and run the test again to ensure that both tests pass successfully. Grouping test cases is good practice for structuring your tests, especially when you have multiple related tests, making it easier to manage and understand the test suite. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Code Climbers for more such videos. Happy coding!